If you ever see how small I am, that I actually have to literally jump up on my bed. What's Wagwan, people? Oh my gosh, okay, wait, it's going too fast. Canadian SSBBW, what's up, baby? Craze Driver, what's going on? Mama Dual something or other 59, what's up? Nena, Don Dillinger, lady and gent, Shaw Brooklyn, Sika Wika, hi! I'm super excited. This is gonna be like a super dope episode. Oh my goodness me. Sorry, I was like way close to the camera. Nana, you have to say, yeah, my bed is like super high, and you know, as you all know, I'm a huge, gigantic 5'6". And I literally either have to step on the side of my chaise lounge to get up onto my bed, or I have to like crawl up onto the bed, or you know. But yeah. Hello everybody, welcome Esther, Marie. Lady, you're not supposed to be in this chat, you're supposed to be busy doing some things. How is everyone? It is hot as Ross. But honestly, I'm not going to complain because I feel like we've been waiting forever for summer. We need a little bit of sunshine, need a little bit of warm air, help COVID move all of the people in the country, you know, kind of get back to life and get back to normal. I'm a child of the sun. It's been depressing me that we haven't had any sort of warmth or sunshine. So as much as it is warm, I'm not going to complain. I'm really not going to complain. Amin, you're the same person that said hello cuckoo last time. I think that means like hello cuckoo. Nana, you're 4'8" for real, eh? Wow. Okay, now I don't feel so bad. Okay, so anyone who knows, I am not taking any chat requests tonight. Dahlia Bruno, have no idea who you are. It's probably Bruno Dahlia. I'm not taking a chat request from any strangers or anyone random. I have my brother and his beautiful wife joining me tonight, and we are going to be talking about, is it possible to find true love in the DMs and happiness in the DM? And they have the greatest story ever. So they're going to be logging into chat with me. Everyone say hi to Catechist before I put her outside. I'll be right back. Bye, baby. I know everybody's gonna be like, oh, why don't you let her stay? Okay, I'm back. Sorry. Okay. Daddy Boog, what's going on? I'm not too fucking high. Let's get this show on the road. Eli Coach 145, what's going on? Thank you. I appreciate the love. Andrew Cole, what's happening? Andrew Cole 52. So we're going to wait a couple minutes. You know, I always do sort of a check-in with everybody and make sure that everyone is good. How are people holding up in the quarantine? I know they're saying next week, things are really supposed to start opening back, but I know some cities have already started opening back. So the strangest thing happened to me. So not strange, but weird, like unexpected for me. So I was going to, sorry if I don't get to say hi to everybody. Chris Black 5501, Mr. Ricketts, what's going on? So yesterday I went to another city with my sister. We had to go take her something. And I stopped at a Fabric Land, which is a fabric store, and anybody who knows anything about me knows why I went to Fabric Land. Anyhow, so we get to the door, and the lady says to me, you can't come in unless you're wearing a mask. And I was like, and she fully has like the protective shield on. She's talking to me from like behind the closed, like the locked door. And so I say to her, like, first of all, I can't hear what you're saying, so can you open the doors? You know, it's fine, like, whatever she's like, our store policies, you can't come in the store unless you have a mask. They're not offering disposable masks, nothing. Now, my thing is, we're in a completely different city, like an hour and 25 minutes from where I live. How would I know that I need to have? And so, you know what's ended up happening is that a lot of stores are refusing business to patrons who don't want to wear masks, or refuse to wear a mask, or can't wear a mask, or whatever the case may be. A lot of stores have gone out of business. A lot of stores have gone bankrupt, you know what I mean? And so I understand protecting the safety of your employees, but if you're going to do that in the interest of business, have a box of disposable masks at the front entrance that you can offer them to patrons who are not aware of this policy. I'm just saying. Bruno Dahlia, thank you for overstating the obvious. Yes, I have big breasts. I don't know if you want a medal, if you want an award, if you want a cookie, if you want a gold star. I have nothing to give you for telling me what I already know about my body and my endowments. So thank you. You can stay for the discussion, or I can kick you out of the discussion and make life easy. Wasted by Nita. Oh my God. You don't even understand how happy I am to see you. Like, I'm always happy to see everybody, but I'm so, I feel emotional. I'm so happy to see you. Yay. Oh my goodness me. Uh-oh. Let's get off the subject of her body parts. Could you tell them, please? I guess he must be new and he doesn't know that he'll get cussed and dragged on my live. I don't want to drag nobody. I don't want to cuss nobody. I'm waiting for my brother and my sister to join in for this wonderful discussion. We're going to talk about finding love in the DM, if it's possible to find happiness, and we're going to have a great discussion. I don't want to have to cuss nobody. I don't want to have to trace nobody. I don't want to carry on crazy with nobody. So Megan, please just stay and behave yourself. Oh my gosh, Juanita, how are you? How is everything? I know you've been going crazy like with orders and business and all them things there. Love and prosperity, absolutely sending enough continued blessings. But I am so happy to see you. I haven't seen you in such a long time. I'm so happy to see you. I'm so happy to see you. So, Mr. Bearded Phenom and Sika Wika, I don't know, one of you guys has to request to chat with me because I don't know how to. I'm so terrible when it comes to using this. So I need for somebody to, you know, I'm so happy about that. Sorry. Event pod, what's his guanin? Let me send y'all a wave. Drip Too Hard, Jay Sean. Let me send, oh, there we go. Okay. Did I do this right? Y'all know. Okay. Sorry, I'm excited. Okay, so can I tell you another crazy thing that happened to me? So I don't know if you guys noticed, I have a piercing underneath here. And there's a little flat disc and there's like a jewel. And Gluttony had me like a couple of days ago.
Hi.
And I was eating and I like, hi! Hi, guys!
How are you?
Sorry, I feel so emotional right now. I don't understand what's happening.
Oh my God.
Y'all know I'm soggy in real life. I'm so tough and tasty, but moments like this make me super duper soggy. Like, I'm for real, like, okay.
Stop it.
Let me behave myself. Hi. I'm so happy to see you guys. Okay.
We're happy to be here.
So, you can hear me clearly?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, perfect. So, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone who is tuned in for the live, this is my fabulous brother and my fabulous sister-in-law. Beautiful, beautiful couple. This is Eric and Sika. Everyone say hello. Welcome, greetings.
Hey, everybody.
So, I appreciate you guys for having this discussion with me. So I know your history and how you guys got together and all that kind of stuff, but I wanted to talk about, because I've been talking to a few different people about, you know, using dating apps, using dating sites, and why is it so difficult to like find a good man, find a good woman, this, that, and the third. You know, when they're on social media, people just want to fuck. Nobody wants to be in a real relationship. Is it even possible to find a relationship through social media and all these kind of things? And I see that people all the time. Using social media or dating apps is no different than meeting a person in real life. It's what you're looking for. It's what you invest in and how you proceed.
Absolutely.
So I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to ask one question, and then I'm going to let you guys have the floor. So my question is, two-part question. The first question is, what were the two of you looking for when you met? And how and where did you meet? That's a very important part of this discussion. How and where did you meet? And what were you both looking for respectively?
Well, we met on Instagram. Let's just put that out there. She snuck up in my DM.
I sure did.
Did you really?
She did. She did.
I like that.
I was in one of those bearded groups.
Yeah.
And she snuck up in there and was like, I think she messaged me, "Hey, sexy," or something like that. And I was like, get out of here. you know us yardies. We like, get out of here. Get out of here. But it was funny because it was just something about her. And I told you the story, but you know, when she hit me up, I was dating someone.
Right.
And when I went back and I hit her up and she was dating someone. So then finally hers ended and the next day mine ended.
Yeah. And he never forgot me.
No. Like 2 months later.
So you made
like
an impact, an impression on him.
Yeah.
So,
So what struck you the most about Sika? Because I know like other women have DM'd you, people have slid in your DMs and said, "Hey, sexy, what's going on? Let me holler at you for a minute. Let me rub your bald head." All these good things. What made the difference with Sika approaching you?
you know what it was is that it was this calm feeling. It really was. Like when we because we video chatted right away. Like we video chatted like right away, and
You're good. I'm afraid of them things. I don't want to.
Yeah, I think it was like the next.
Yeah,
it was like the next day. We actually started FaceTiming. I'm sorry, no, it was Duo. Yeah, we started. We did Duo, and it was just this calming. It was just this calming presence about her, and it was really, really crazy. And I knew that I was going to marry her before she knew that she was going to marry me, because I think we went like a day without speaking, and I texted her and I said, "Where's my wife?"
Yeah.
And it messed her head up.
It
messed her head up. But I knew I was going to marry this woman. It wasn't a doubt in my mind.
Hold on. So when you messaged her and said, "Where's my wife?" was that intentional, or that was like a Freudian slip? Like, did you mean to put that?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely, I did.
Oh.
No question.
Because we were talking on a consistent basis, morning, noon, and night. And I was getting ready for work. And, I was thinking about him, but I'm busy trying to get ready for work. And I, just let the time go by, and we hadn't spoke. And then all of a sudden, I'm getting ready for work, and he just hit me up, and he said, "Where's my wife? Why haven't I heard from my wife today?"
Yeah, why haven't I heard from my wife today? Yep.
And I said, "Ooh, did he mean to put that?"
Yep.
And I was just like, okay. And it's so crazy because in previous relationships, for me, I was looking for a companion leading into possibility of marriage. I know for me, if I met a guy and I really, really liked him, I thought, man, we heading down the aisle. But with him, it was no pressure. It was like I talked to him in a previous lifetime. Like I felt really comfortable with him. And we just hit it off. We just hit it off from day one. Just with our cards on the table, what were we looking for? Because what's interesting enough, I'm younger than Eric, of course, by 15 years. We're 15-year age difference. And when I met Eric, I was 28. I was 28. And typically 28, girls are, women, I would say, are looking to have children. I didn't want children. So for me, when I was looking for a mate or open to the possibility of dating anybody, I was very upfront and honest, saying, hey, I'm all about love, 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 but I don't want children.
Right.
And usually that would be like, okay, cool. But some guys would, and I dated older men. That's always been what I've been attracted to. But some of these older guys that I had met was still wanting to have babies. And I'm like, I just want to travel, have a good time, live my life. I don't have no real responsibilities. I'm working. The only baggage I have is my Shih Tzu puppy. That's the only thing I have. So I wasn't looking for anything else on that scope of things. So when I met him, he already has a child who's grown. He wasn't looking to have no kids either. So it for us, it just fit like a hand in the glove, pretty much. He loves to travel. I love to travel. We just have that commonality of just a lot of things that, for me, I'm an old soul. So for our personalities and align with each other, it really did.
So Sika, when you saw him, because I mean you're on social media, you know what I mean? Like those groups have like a gazillion different bearded men. What stuck out about him versus like anyone else that made you say? Because I feel like as women, we'll compliment under their picture, we'll like every picture on their page, we'll make those little coy remarks and ting, but we don't really slide into anybody's DM like that to say like, I'm interested, like I want you, what's going on, how could we make this happen? So what was it about him in particular that said, you know what, I need to talk to this man?
First of all, it was his beard before he actually right. It was the beard.
One with the beard.
And it was something in his eyes. I thought he had the most beautifulest eyes. And we have a 1-year-old, everyone now. And she has his eyes.
Yes.
And
we went from not wanting kids to
end up having one.
And that's it.
So. One and done.
One and done.
Yeah, one and done. It was really his eyes. It was just something about his eyes that really captivated me and really wanted me to just get to know more about him. I don't know what it was. Usually, and I've always been a go-getter. If I like someone, I have no problem putting my cards out on the table because I truly believe closed mouths don't get fed. And you have to put yourself out there in order to get noticed. So with him, it was just his eyes, B, his beard. And it was just something about him that was just really alluring. And then when we got a chance to just talk, it sealed the deal. It felt like we had already been together.
Yeah,
and
it really did.
It's crazy. It just felt right. It just felt right.
It really did.
Okay. And we've been married for 3 years now. So, and it still feels good.
So some background information. So you guys lived in 2 different cities when you first met. Mm-hmm. And even though at different points you were both dating someone else, you maintained that contact. But then how did that play out in your relationship in terms of the distance?
Well, the one thing for me is that we knew that we wanted to be with each other, but I wasn't able to move because my mom is here and I'm her caregiver. So I knew it was going to be a lot asking a woman to move her whole life for me. It wasn't even a second thought for her.
Yeah.
It was so funny. We were supposed to have met up like twice. One time my mom had gotten in the hospital and I couldn't go. Another time I had to go to Arizona for my job. I couldn't go. Finally, I said, you know what? Fuck this. Ain't nothing else happening.
He said, here's my card number. Book your flight.
I booked her a flight.
Yeah.
I gave her my card number. I said, listen, book you a flight and get here. I'm not having this anymore. And that's it. She got here and I picked her up from the airport.
Valentine's Day weekend.
And I swear to God, she had on a red top with black pants, and I'll never forget it. She had on a red top with black pants, and oh my God, we left there from the airport. We went right to Starbucks.
I was so nervous.
Let me tell you how cool this is, right? Let me tell you how cool this is. We went to Starbucks after. Drove to my mom's house. My mom had a doctor's appointment. Mm-hmm. She went with me to my mom's doctor appointment.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just that cool. Everything.
Do you understand what I'm saying? The woman went with me. And when I tell you my mom fell in love with her.
Yeah.
That's it.
But you know what, though? Sika knew she was going to be your wife. So going with you to her mother-in-law's appointment.
Yeah.
And see, what's crazy enough is I was a caregiver to my grandmother, so I was used to running around taking her to doctor's appointments. So when he asked me to go, I was like, "What time we leaving?" It was nothing for me. It wasn't even a second thought. Yeah.
Yeah, it was really awesome. It was.
So Eric, I want to read something that you wrote.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna ask the 2 of you respectively to explain it from the man's perspective and from the woman's perspective.
Okay.
So you wrote, men attend to women for 2 reasons, sex and love. But in most cases, men do not marry for sex or love. They marry for stability. A man can love you and not marry you. A man can have sex with you for years. I'm putting that part in. You didn't say that part.
Yeah, I know.
and not marry you, but immediately he finds someone but he will marry someone who brings stability to his life. Absolutely. What I mean by stability is rest of mind or peace of mind. I have seen some men who made this statement: I love this woman, but I don't think I could spend the rest of my life with her. Men are visionaries when they think about marriage. They do not think about wedding dresses, bridesmaids, or any of the things that women think about that are fanciful. Men think whether or not this woman can build a home for him. Can she take care of my kids and I? Can she give me peace of mind? Men don't like women who give them discomfort, i.e. stress and headaches. And this is why a man can stay with a woman for years and meet another woman in a month and get married to that woman. It's the stability that they want. Sex is a pleasure, love is an affection, but respect is stability. come through with the knowledge, my brother, dropping a whole motherfucking word.
Listen. When you've gone through shit, I'm telling you, your whole perspective is amazing. And the one thing that was really, really awesome about Sika and one of the things, it's so much about her that's so incredible. But one thing is that there's a difference between challenge and challenging. And she was not challenging. She was challenged. Because when you challenge something, that means that you want it. And I wanted life with her. I really did. And she's never been challenging. See, guys don't want the whole challenging. They don't mind challenge. But when you start challenging them, I tell her all the time, and from day one, that I'm going to let her finish. If I don't have anything in this world, what do I require?
Peace.
That's all. That's all. I don't require, I'm not like most men. I don't require sex every day. I don't require a hot cooked meal every day. That's not, no. Let me tell you about sex though. Hold on. Let me get on topic real quick.
Hold on. Hi. There's some things I don't want to know about.
Real quick. So, when we first got married, let me tell you, like, it was on and popping. It was on and popping at my mother's doctor's appointment in the garage.
I'm sorry, what? Hold on. Hi.
You understand what I'm telling you?
Hello, hi, sir. Sir.
It was on.
Sir.
Yes, ma'am.
What?
Yes, ma'am.
Hold on there. You said at mommy's doctor's appointment?
Doctor's appointment, sis. AJ, doctor's appointment, okay? But anyway, let me.
You don't have no behavior, you, sir.
Yeah. None matter. None.
You don't have no behavior.
So the reason why I do that is because a lot of people think, okay, you're young, you're going to get married, you're going to have a lot of sex. Listen, in the real world,
it's called
with
life.
jobs,
Life gets in the way.
It just doesn't happen that way. And AJ, you know this. And that's one of the things that you have to establish early. Like, listen, we both want to work. We both work. We both take care of our homes. Mm-hmm. That's just what it is.
Right.
We didn't realize that it was going to be like, we come home, literally, my wife is 31.
Yeah.
I'm 46, soon to be 47. We in the bed about 9.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
We sleep.
Yeah.
We gone. And then when you add a 1-year-old, forget about it.
Yeah.
Forget about it. So that's why it's very important to go on vacations. We're going to the beach for Father's Day. Yeah. We're going on a cruise in September. You have to do that. Yeah. It's so much to marriage. It's not just a piece of paper and 2 pieces of jewelry. You really have to go all in.
You have to put in that work. You really do.
I'm not getting divorced. I'm not getting divorced at all, and neither is she. So somebody's gonna have to die. Yeah. That's just the long short of it. Right. And you know what's funny? Let me tell you another thing that's funny. And I keep going off topic, but I got to tell you this.
That's okay.
She loves crime shows.
Yeah.
So if I ever come up missing,
ID is what I watch consistently.
She loves ID. I know really? AJ loves all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I say. I keep rope, duct tape, garbage bag, pair of gloves. I keep all of that in the house and in the car.
Yeah. So I'm letting everybody here, all these people on here know if I come up missing.
No, he's anyway. I'm not thinking about him. But yes, for me, peace is everything. Peace of mind is everything. I've never been a person who nag. I just don't like that. I don't like to be nagged, so I don't want to do that to my man. It's already hard enough out here in this world as it is. So the last thing I want to do is bring aggravation and tension. And I'm just not built that way at all. So I think, absolutely. For me, we can both agree. We both like peace. I think in our 3-year marriage, we have never, and I'm not saying this to toot our horns or anything like this.
Not one.
We've never had an argument.
Not one.
We talk things out.
Right. That's what I was going to say. You guys have communication, so there wouldn't be any reason for you to argue.
Yeah, there's no need for us to raise our voices to one another. I'm a functioning adult, and he's a highly functioning adult. We don't need to take it there. So For me, yeah, peace is very important. The peace of mind is definitely important because I know my job is stressful enough in the field that I'm in. So I'm constantly dealing with people. So the last thing I want to do is deal with the aggravation coming home. So yeah, and for my man, he's dealing with a lot as well. So for me, peace is a huge thing for us. But like I said, I'm just not wired that way. So I don't do drama. I don't do yelling and fussing and all of that. And we just don't really need to have that because we really and truly work as a team. We really do.
Yes. Yeah. But I think, that's the way that it's supposed to be. Like when I see, sometimes you see a man in a relationship with a woman that's like forever yelling and screaming and hollering and carrying on the craziest, but she's his girlfriend. She's been his girlfriend for 5, 10, 15 years. He knows in his heart of hearts, he's not going to marry her because that's not what he's looking for. Like, yes, the sex is great. Yes, she's great eye candy. Yes, she looks good on his arm. She may cook a 1-2 meal. The sex is probably great. The head is great and all that kind of stuff. But he can't see himself long-term with her because of all that nagging and that noise. Mm-hmm. Because if you accept the nagging and the noise from the beginning, you're accepting that, and you marry her, you're accepting that for the rest of your days.
And it's not going to get better. It's not going to get better.
No, it's absolutely not going to get better. No. To me, maybe it's a harsh comparison, but it's like, it's like a woman marrying a man that beats on her all the time.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know what I mean? Like, that situation is not going to get better no matter what he tells you, no matter how good he treats you. No, if he beats, that situation is not going to get better because you've gotten married. Now you're trapped.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I completely agree with you 100%. Like I said, for us,
what was the biggest challenge? What was the biggest challenge other than distance in getting together in your relationship? And okay, so Eric knows that I have an ongoing issue with age difference. Mm-hmm. And we've been having these conversations where he's been very supportive in telling me to, like, AJ, cut the shit. Cut out the foolishness. Yeah. Don't worry about all that. Worry about the man's character and the man's personality. Mm-hmm. But for me, the age difference is like, it's a huge deal. And I don't know if it's because I'm an older woman and it's a younger man. Do you think that there's a difference when it's a younger woman and an older man versus an older woman and a younger man?
That's a good question. Yeah. I know I won't say an issue. I kind of had the problem, and she was like, get over it. Like, it wasn't even, and literally, that's literally what she said. It wasn't like it wasn't even a discussion. She was like, listen, no, this is not, And I think the only issue with me is that we didn't want to have kids. We, all we want to do is travel and do all that stuff. I think for me, it was just a thing of, by the time I'm retired, she's still working. You know what I mean? So it's like one of those things where you're like, oh shit. Like, you really think about it. Like, when I'm 60, she's 40. Yeah, she's 40. You know what I mean? 40. So it's like, but you have to look at that, the flip side too. Because that means that we're gonna have so much in common. We're gonna have, by me being, it's so funny. She's a singer, like she's a singer, and me being in the entertainment field, and not me myself, but working at BET, in the entertainment field, and then being a law, like she asked me all these questions, like, who's it like meeting this person? Who's it like? She is so fascinating to her. Right. And once that started happening, I'm like, oh shit, I'm pretty cool. Like, okay, this whole thing is, because she's like, you've had so much experience, and you had, and then it became to where I can not necessarily teach her, but I can show her, maybe you should go this way because I went this way and it didn't really work out for me. That's when that's where the age difference comes into play. That's what I'm trying to express to you. That's why I'm like, listen, this is not, nothing about this is bad. Yeah. Nothing about that is bad. Because your heart is going to tell you what to do regardless. It don't matter. It don't matter. If it's something that you really want to get over, trust me, you're going to be like, you know what?
Because it's really about what you feel inside.
And in 3 years, I haven't thought about the age difference at all. Not even a little bit.
Okay. So let me play devil's advocate for a minute. Sika, at any point in time, because of the age difference, when Eric said something to you in a guiding, supportive type of way, did you ever feel like he was trying to be like, like he had like a dad tone with you?
This happened. Definitely happened.
Yeah, because he'll sometimes say, "What? I'm sensitive at times."
Oh
yeah. But here's the thing,
But that's not bad.
Well, here's the thing. My dad wasn't in my life growing up.
Okay.
And
no, she wasn't looking for a daddy.
No,
everybody get over here.
And that's where I'm leading to. I don't have the typical, my dad wasn't in my life. I was really looking for a father figure. I knew where my dad was. My mom was very open and honest about who my dad was. And one thing I loved about my mother, God rest her soul, was she was very upfront and honest about who he is. And she never downplayed him or talked bad about him, because she felt like, hey, when you get older, you're going to see him for who he really is. And I truly do. And I make amends with that. I'm at peace with that. So, like I said, my attraction has always been there for older men. And my grandfather and my grandmother, who's still living with me, who's still here with me today, her husband, my grandfather, was at least 20 years older than her.
Oh.
So we have a few women in my family who are a little bit younger, older men, or vice versa. So I wouldn't say accustomed, but it's something that I'm used to. I'm not saying I was 13 dating a 40-year-old. I'm not saying that at all. But I just so let me make that very clear. Right. But I've always been attracted to mature men. But for me, I'm an only child. I grew up around older people. So once again, I have an old soul. So for me, I can't really relate to a typical 30-year-old, because all I know is older people. So my spirit and how I act and how I talk to people. And a lot of times people forget that I'm 31. When they talking to me, they thinking I'm in my 40s and I've lived a whole life. And I'm like, no, I lived half a life. But it's just my spirit and my presence. With him, I'm fascinated because I love the 90s and the 80s and the 90s. So girl, I'm all about that culture. And he'll tell you, because I'll be up at 4 a.m. reading about something in the 90s. And he's saying, babe, why are you reading about that? So, absolutely. But I find it fascinating that he's had an opportunity to live certain things that I was really too young, or I kind of remember. So, for example, him used to working at BET. Growing up, I used to watch Video Soul. I used to watch Rap City. I used to watch Teen Summit. So the fact that he had an opportunity to meet people like Biggie, Little Kim, Puffy, or The Lox, that's what I grew up on. Because my mom, crazy enough, would have been the same age as him almost. They're a few years apart. So I kind of remember certain things as a kid from the 90s. So it's fascinating that he's had an opportunity and a chance to live those things. So I kind of lived through him and he lives through me. So it works out pretty cool.
I mean, that's dope. So,
ask me in 20 years how I feel, though. Then we can have this conversation again.
And I think realistically about things like that, because it's like, if there is a 20-year age difference, say between myself and a younger man, there's so many things that I have to consider in terms of, okay, if he doesn't have a family, does he want to have a family? I'm not trying to have nobody's babies at the age that I'm at. We're not going to talk about my age, but you know what I mean? Right. And it's not to say that it's not possible, because like with science and technology, everything is possible. The 70-year-old woman in India had her first child. So I know that it's possible. It's just, when I think about where I am in my life, I can get up tomorrow. Well, when the borders are open, I can get up tomorrow and go anywhere that I feel like, because my son's 25 and my daughter's 22. So I don't have to worry about, standing up or getting or I can't go, or I can't do these things. And so it's that. So it's like the limitations of the relationship based on the age difference. What would that be like? And then I fast forward to the future to say, okay, so like 20 years from now, I mean, I'll probably still be a little bit of a hot girl, but I'll be a much older hot girl. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then I think to myself, okay, like, is that going to be an issue? Am I still going to be physically and visually appealing? Is there someone who's younger that's going to draw his attention now, because now he's older, but he's the age that I am now, and I'm much older? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Makes perfect sense.
So I don't know. Like I personally feel, as an older woman, with like primarily younger men. Like for me, I feel like it's more difficult when it's an older woman, because okay, the reality is a man can still be 70 and be with a woman who is 30, 40 years old and have babies. Whereas a woman, when she's 70, it's not quite the same. Like our mechanical parts don't work. They're not functioning in the same kind of way. One of my great uncle was 73 when he had his last child, and his wife was 35. You know, I couldn't say on the flip side of that. Not, I mean, it's possible, but again, it's one of those things where I think about the differences in what we're looking for in life. The beauty of what your relationship is Sika, you weren't trying to have kids. You wanted to find someone to settle down with and live life with and enjoy life with, and then you guys had my beautiful babies. You know what I mean? But going into it, you had a very clear mindset in terms of like, you know, I want to be with this man, and I'm content to spend my life with this man without us having.
And I was proactive with, you know, my doctors at that time when I was living in Florida. I wanted to get my tubes tied, but no doctor would tie my tubes because you don't have any children. I'm like, I'm adamant, I'm okay. And I love Paris to death, but I mean, I was adamant about not having any. So I'm thankful for her. After I gave birth, and a few days later, I did get my tubes tied. So we are truly one and done.
Well, here's the story on Paris. Let me give you the story on Paris.
Do you know
real
the
quick.
story of Paris?
I don't think I told you about Paris, right? Did I tell you? So,
no.
Like this, right?
I just remember seeing the picture. I'm like, oh my God, we're having a baby? What the hell?
It's a story behind that.
Watch this one. So, I come home from work one day, and Sika's on the bed crying. And I'm like, oh, Lord, what the hell did I do? I'm thinking I done did something. I'm like, oh, God. I'm like, no, I ain't do nothing. So she pulls out a pregnancy test, and she's pregnant. I'm like, okay. I said, it's okay. We didn't want kids. We'll get through it. I promise you. We'll be fine. Go to the doctor. You know, I'm like, okay, how far along? It's, we just trying to get an idea. Yeah, Sika was 31 weeks when we found out she was pregnant.
And I had no
I'm sorry, what? 31?
I was actually, so the picture when he first posted I was pregnant, prior to that, I was losing weight.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, and everybody kept saying, you're losing weight, you're looking really good. And I said, yeah, I ain't doing
31 weeks. We had 2 months to plan a baby.
And it literally, when I left that doctor's office, it seemed like God said, all right, the secret is out.
Everything is
and everything blew up on me.
When I tell you, me sister, listen.
Yeah, I thought he was going to have a heart attack at that doctor's office because he didn't say nothing. He just had a blank stare, and I didn't know whether to be happy or because initially prior to that, well, you kind of fast forward. Prior to that, I took the pregnancy test. I didn't have the actual doctor's appointment to really confirm until that Friday. Yeah. So between Monday and Thursday, he's finally kind of wrapping his head around that I'm pregnant because we just thinking I'm a few weeks. So in his mind, it's going to be a boy.
Somebody was 27 weeks.
Yeah. So I kept saying, I kept saying to myself, it's going to be a girl, but I didn't want to hurt him because I said, well, the fact that we even having a kid is crazy enough. So I don't want to deter his dreams of having that boy that he always wanted. So the lady said, she said, how many weeks do you think you are, Mrs. Kyles? And I said, well, I just took the pregnancy test, so I'm probably a few weeks. She said, honey, you're 31 weeks pregnant. You're due May 17th. This is March 7th. Yeah, this was March 7th. And he said, well, is it a girl or a boy? He just knew it was a boy. She said, it's a girl.
But once he said 31 weeks, you know me,
he said, I don't need weeks. I need you to tell me months.
I'm going to be like, whoa, wait. Yeah, she had the baby in
12, 16, 20.
And listen, we've been on a cruise. Yeah. We were on a cruise. We got drunk. I know. When I tell you Price is a miracle baby, I mean, she is a miracle baby. I'm telling you. So, yeah. But ultimately, to answer the ultimate question, can you find love in the DM? Absolutely. But you also have to be careful because you find a lot of other bullshit in the DM too. So, can you find love? Absolutely you can. No question about it. But you have to know what it is that you want. You got to be honest with yourself. You can't just sit up there and say, I'm looking for a wife, and then you meet her, and then you fuck her twice, and then you out. No, it doesn't work that way, brother. It doesn't work that way at all. So If you know I want to be happy, I want to be settled down, I'm done playing, I'm done, fine. But don't say that to yourself, and you're lying to yourself, because
Right.
I knew when I hit her up, I knew, I was like, yep, that's it. I'm done. So you just really have to be honest with yourself, but you can find love in the DM, absolutely.
You can. You just have to be open-minded.
So prior to that, prior to both of you meeting, with people who have messaged you, how do you know who's trying to waste your time from who's not? Like how is there a way to decide who is worth spending time getting to know, even if it doesn't work out, versus someone who is intentionally coming to just waste your time?
I think after, and you know, me and you, AJ, we're close to the same age, so we can kind of hear bullshit really, really early. So after a couple conversations, I'm like, yeah, that's gonna be a no for me, dog.
It was always simple. And somebody always wanted me to send a butt shot or some titties they never really wanted to get to know me. And it's crazy because being in Florida, once again, a lot of the guys that I met wasn't stable, and they was really looking for someone to take care of them. Yeah. And I don't know what that, I never really had, but see, I was always open-minded to dating because I was open-minded to online dating. I was on Tinder. I gave everyone an equal opportunity,
Right.
that, until you show who you are, then I'm like, all right, I'm good. So I was always open-minded as far as how I was going to meet that special someone, whether it was at the grocery store, whether it was at the stoplight or whatever. So I've always been open-minded and never had a closed heart. And me, like I said, personally, I was just looking for a companion, and because I lived in Florida and I wanted to have the vacations and all of that stuff like that. But I always said in the back of my mind, I said, whoever my Prince Charming is, he is not going to be in Florida. And as much as I love Florida, he's not going to be there. And crazy enough, my husband, he want to move to Florida in a few years. So that's where we're going to be heading after Charlotte. Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice. Okay, so Sika, while you were still dating, did you think about Eric?
Oh, yeah. I hit him up twice, actually. What he's not telling you is I hit him up twice. So I was dating somebody, but it wasn't going anywhere. And I said, Lord, I need you to show me a sign. Remove this man because he is just not what it is. So when I saw Eric, I just took a leap of faith. I hit him up. I was honest. I said, I don't know why, but I just told him, I said, I am talking to somebody, but I am interested in you. That's crazy enough. I know that's crazy how it sounds, but it's the truth. And he was just like, all right, well, good luck on your relationship. Be blessed. Have a nice day.
I ain't got time for that.
So, yeah,
that's what I'm telling you. Like, I'm like, okay, you talking to someone, but you want to.
And looking back on it, that is exactly.
Get out of here, man. I'm not. No.
So he curved me once. So a few weeks later, the relationship, it ended. I was done with it. Okay, fine. I never forgot about him. He so-called just happened to be on my timeline. I said, oh, let me hit him up. I'm single. I said, hey, remember me? Hi, whatever. I said, I'm single now. He was like, oh, that's good. Yeah, I'm not. All right, deuces. I said, so I was done. I said, well, this just ain't meant to be.
But what happened the next day?
He did. Literally than 24 hours later.
The next day.
He was like, yeah, about me being with somebody.
Yeah, about that relationship, yeah, it's done. What? Because, and let me tell you the irony of this, this. The girl who I was seeing, sweetheart, real sweetheart. We had been dating for like maybe 4 months, so it wasn't a long time. She wanted kids really bad. And I'm like, sis, I keep telling you, it's going to be a no for me, dog. I can't do that. She's like, no, I really want to have a child. So you know what? When she hit me up, I'm like, you know how that light bulb over So I called the girl I was dating. I'm like, listen, I don't think this is going to work out. And she honestly was like, okay, well, let's still be friends, blah, 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 blah. What? I hit Sika up. We're dating. She done moved down. Guess who put their card in my mailbox? You remember that?
Yeah.
The girl put her business card in my mailbox. And she was like, hey, I haven't talked to you in a while.
I don't think she knew that me and you were.
She probably didn't.
Yeah. Yeah, she ended
So
up. Yeah.
it was one big circle, and it all came
Oh,
right back
geez.
around. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's our story.
Yeah.
I know people out there are like, what?
Yeah, I know. Everybody's confused. Like, what the
Everybody's
hell is going on? We're
Yeah.
gonna do it again, but next time
We have a unique story. We
we'll
really
take some.
But you
We'll
know,
take some
it's
Q&A.
it's an inspiring story because I know for a lot of people that they think that the DM is just a joke, or like you see forever those memes like, oh, from the DMs to the guts. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
Yeah.
the way that people talk about the use of the DMs, it's
Mhm.
always ultimately sex, and that's
Yes,
it, right?
yes.
You very rarely hear
It's a
anything
song
about
about it. Yeah, of
right, the
course.
successful relationships
Right.
or people who have met one another, you know, such as you guys have, and built and developed a relationship and built and developed love and got married and built a family, and you guys, you know what I mean, and you're making it work. People get stuck at the fact that, oh, the DMs are just a place where people gather to have sex. You know what I mean? Sorry. Life with Keely, the only part I'm stumped at is how you didn't know you were pregnant. Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Didn't have a clue.
Well, here's the
You have
thing.
a lot of
When you're not
people.
trying to, I tell people this all
And
the
she
time.
wasn't showing. She
Yeah,
was
when
not
you're not
showing.
trying to get pregnant, you're not looking for signs. The only thing,
Right.
looking back on it, I will say, and it was a telltale, I couldn't stop going to the bathroom. So frequent urination. But honestly, and it's crazy because I ended up going to Chicago for, we had a death in our family, and I ended up visiting my family. And I stayed about 2 weeks, and I ended up staying with one of my aunts. And she said to me, "Are you a diabetic?" And
Oh,
I said, "No." But then I'm thinking in my head, that's one of the telltale signs of diabetes. But I was so scared because my mother passed away when she was 33. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm near her age. I don't want to get sick, you know, so I need to really get on my health kick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kayla,
I really need to get on my health kick.
my sister's
so,
on here.
So for me,
Hi.
maybe I am sick. And then that was really what it was. Come to find out, my daughter was laying on my bladder the entire time. But like I tell people, when you're not trying to get pregnant, you're not looking for telltale signs.
Right.
So no, I'm
Right.
not looking to feel kicks or any flutters in my stomach. No, I wasn't.
We went on a cruise. Now check this. Her birthday cruise.
Yeah.
We went on her birthday cruise. She slept the whole time.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting up here like,
And this was his first cruise.
my
ever.
first cruise, and I'm in the casino. I'm in the casino by myself, just.
Oh.
And I kept sending him away. I said, "Don't you? You
I was
met
gone
some
for
of the
5
friends."
hours.
Yeah.
I done met all kind of people. I was gone for 5 hours. I go back. She's like, "You back already?"
Yeah.
I'm like, you know
I slept
what?
the
Let
entire
blood
Like,
clot- let me jump
go
on
have
board.
fun. Like, go. Like, you can't get lost. You're on a ship. Just go.
Yeah.
Go have fun. Go enjoy
Oh,
yourself.
I loved it. I loved it. Absolutely. I
So
loved
this
it.
one we got coming up for our anniversary in September. It's a do-over.
Yeah.
So yeah, because I messed up completely.
That's absolutely beautiful. But I was gonna say, like, so a lot of times, you know, women's bodies are quizzical and magical and funny and weird.
Right.
You know, if you are not used to having a regular period and you don't get your period, you don't think twice about it. If you don't ever get cramps or you spot lightly, you don't ever think about it. You know what I mean? So it's like if you've missed your period for 31 weeks and you've never had a regular period and this is just kind of life,
Exactly.
you're not
And
really
that's what it
thinking
was.
about it.
Yep.
Exactly.
People also assume that babies are always doing backflips and kicks and spins and karate chops. They're not always doing that. There are some babies that just lay very, very still.
And that was her. So when I
Yeah.
did find out I was pregnant, now I'm paranoid because now I'm like, I don't feel it moving. Oh, okay. He's going to get Paris for you so you can
Okay.
you can be there. But yeah. But yeah, typically speaking, yeah, like I said, you're not feeling for those things. And when I
Right.
did find out I was pregnant, that's when I'm like, oh Lord, I don't feel her kicking. I don't feel her moving. And then
Right,
yeah,
and then you
my
start to
doctors,
worry.
yeah. And then my doctor said, you need to slow down, calm down. She's been in there the whole time relaxing. Let her continue to relax. So
Yeah, she's waiting to come out and give you guys hell.
yeah, yeah. Because she is a busybody for certain.
Yeah.
So
That's why I tell people, them quiet babies, that when they come out, they're stockpiling their energy to terrorize you when they come out.
Uh-huh.
That's it.
I think he's going to get her. But yeah, so yeah, it is definitely possible to find love in the DM. So I'm a firm believer in that. And you just have to be open to it. you really and truly have to be open to how love may come to you, wherever that may be. So if you keep an open mind, everything else will follow. I truly believe that.
So woman to woman, if a woman is looking for, because I've had a couple of women, oh my gosh, I can't even talk to you now. Paris is in the room. Paris. Oh my gosh, this girl is so beautiful. Hi, pretty. Hi. Oh, it's okay. It's okay.
Let me get you up, make you a bottle.
Oh.
That's your auntie.
Eric, I love you, but she has all of Sika's face. She has your eyes, and that's pretty much it.
Nobody said that.
No.
Nobody said that.
Really?
Everybody
I don't think
she looks
you
nothing like Sika.
I don't even see it. She's my
Hi, beautiful. Miss say you're pretty bad. Do you know that? I know Daddy's gonna buy a gun if he hasn't bought one already, or if he has one, he's gonna buy the next one. She's beautiful. Hi. Hi, Paris. Hi, Pumpkin. How are you? Oh, don't cry.
Now, usually she loves the camera. Now she's acting shy. Girl.
You know, it's a stranger with pink hair in her face. It's all right, and the whole world is watching us. You know, it happens.
Exactly.
It happens.
Who cares?
She is. She's absolutely beautiful. Everybody's in love with her. Okay, so Eve.
Yes, ma'am.
What advice would you give to a man who is looking for a relationship, not just sex, but he's decided to, you know, try to go through the DM to find a woman that he's interested in? What's the one piece of advice that you would give?
Be honest with yourself. Honestly. Seriously, and that's it. Be honest, be open, be understanding, because your soulmate might not live in the same city as you. Your soulmate might not be in the same country as you. But you have to be open and honest with yourself. You cannot just say, you know, oh, well, if you go into anything saying, let me see how this works, it's not going to work. And that's just being honest.
Have a purpose.
There's no purpose. If there's no purpose, that's it.
Say that again. Have a purpose.
That's it. If there's no purpose, then why? Why are you doing whatever it is that you're doing? If you're just sleeping with the same woman for 15 years, why? What is the point? What are you trying to prove? What are you trying to prove? Like,
right.
Say bye-bye.
Say bye.
Say bye-bye.
Bye.
Say bye-bye.
You gonna stay? You gonna stay and hang out? All right.
That's why.
All right. Hang out with us. Yeah, I always say to people that we're not rooted in concrete. I think a lot of times when people are looking at relationships, they're looking more so for what's convenient than what's worth it, you know? Absolutely. So you have people who will, you know, look at a person's status or whatever, or look at the city that the person's in and think to themselves, okay, well, let me hit her up because, you know, she's just, you know, not too far, or whatever the case may be. Like, people don't want to do the work and people don't want to make the effort. And it's like,
they really don't. Yeah, you're right.
Right. It's like, you know, one person can move. Right. It's not unheard of. And when I hear people say, oh, well, long distance relationships don't work because what if you get to missing the person? You could live in the same city as that person and still not see them regularly. Because of work schedules, because of life schedules. You may still only be able to FaceTime and you guys live, you know, an hour apart or half an hour apart, right? It's about the effort that people are willing to make. And I find that, you know, even as a starter, it's difficult for people to figure out the effort that they're willing to make because they prefer for it to come easy.
Easy, yeah.
That's the word. Everybody is on this microwave type thing for love, and it just doesn't work that way.
It takes work. It takes
sacrifices. Just doesn't work that way.
And I was willing to sacrifice where I was living to be with him. He was absolutely worth it, and I don't regret it at all. I would follow him anywhere.
Ah! Girl,
no problem.
So
oh my goodness! Honestly, I swear, if you make me try off my makeup, there's gonna be a fight. Like,
but it's the truth.
But that's what it is. We both had a purpose. We both had a purpose, and purpose is like she said. That's the key word.
Yeah.
There is absolutely. If there's no purpose, then why are you doing whatever it is that you're doing?
And time is precious.
Right.
And you will not get time back. You definitely won't get time back. So.
So I think too, if I can say, and I want to say this more so on the side of women, we need to be more proactive in who we let approach us. And when I say that, it's that, sometimes the guy with the really great beard, the guy with the really great eyes, the guy that's really handsome, we'll say to ourselves, okay, like I really like him. And then he messages us, and then within 4 hours of the conversation, he's talking about fucking, he's talking about sending dick pictures, he's talking about, can you send me a picture?
You know what I
Sure.
saw?
I
You
have
know when I saw her?
425 pictures on my page. You can look at any one of those. Oh,
I
can I hit you up? Like, can I call you at like 2 o'clock in the
I don't think
morning?
I've ever even sent you a dick pic. I didn't see her body until I saw her. Honest to God, we did not know. I don't think I've ever sent you. I
sent you boobies.
Yeah, no, you didn't.
I did.
But that was after we met, though.
Oh yeah.
That was after we met. I mean, after we met, we sent pictures. Like,
Yes.
we're married, so we might send a picture.
That's our
right.
Yeah, we do that all the time. We do that all the
Right.
time. But
that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like that's the hang up. So not just necessarily for women, but for men as well. Is like you said, have purpose and intention.
Right.
The DM is not necessarily, the DM is the vessel. It's what you do with the vessel. Right? So
there you go.
Right. If you don't have purpose and intention and not to say that you shouldn't be attacking it from a sexual standpoint if that's what you're looking for.
Absolutely.
But don't say that you're looking for a relationship and then the only thing you can talk about is sex.
Because what does that have to do with anything at that moment? I wasn't interested in knowing his dick size or how well he can do it. I just wasn't interested. Yeah. I like a man who can make me laugh. If you can make me laugh, because I am silly as they come, you have me. So he was able to make me laugh. We were able to connect on a different level about just all types of things in life and what we wanted out of life and where do we see ourselves as far as a separate entity and together. So if you can stimulate my mind, you have me. Now, great if you can lay it down. That's even better. But I'm not interested in that at the first meet and greet. I just want to know what's up. Like, who are you as an individual? All of that will follow.
You know what I asked her? I think it was after you, the first time you came here. I actually asked you, what was your credit score?
Oh,
you remember that? We actually sat and we studied each other's credit score. I showed her mine, she showed me hers. And we actually sat there and talked about it. Listen, man, this is a process.
It is.
This is a process. And if you don't trust it, then it's not going to work. You have to trust the process. Honest to God, you really do. We've never argued, but we've had obstacles that we've had to get over. But we knew that we would get over them because our obstacles wasn't as big as our future because we knew our plans. We knew what we had down the road. And I've told you this before, AJ. When somebody is planning your life for you, it doesn't get any better than that. Honest to God, it really don't. And every time me and her talk, I'm thinking in the future. I'm thinking down the road. I'm thinking, I wonder what's going to happen in 3 years because we're already looking for schools for Paris.
Yeah.
That's how serious I am.
Yeah.
Like she's one, and I'm already looking for schools for her because I'm like, she's not going to go to no stupid blood club. That's not me. That's not the kind of father I am. Yeah. So, you know, it's nothing wrong. It's one thing of being a dreamer, but it's a bigger thing of being a planner. See, when you're a dreamer, that's all you're doing is dreaming. Wake the fuck up. You can't keep dreaming. Honestly, you got to plan something. So don't just dream all the time. My brother, I love my brother to death. He's a dreamer. He's a big dreamer. You got to plan. You have to plan because if you don't, you're going to fail. And that's with anything that you do in life. That's in relationships. That's in work. That's just in life in general. You really have to plan. So.
Right. Yeah. So when you're, I mean, I think like the gist of it is that, you know, as we said, the DM is the vessel. It's what the approach is and it's what your intention is. You know, if you know that you're looking for a relationship, stick to that path. You know, everything else will come. Right? If you know that you're just interested in having sex, don't waste people's time by trying to pretend that it's something more than it is. Okay, so it's going to time us out. So I'm going to log off and then we're going to come back and we're going to continue the discussion. If you guys have time.
Yeah, we got time.
Okay, we'll be right back. How do I end this? Oh, terrible. Okay, so we're going to log off and we're going to come back and we're going to continue the discussion. So give me 2 minutes.